now. Topics and music that affect your life from Universal Broadcasting Network. Tune in at ubnradio.com.
Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday, March 25th. I'm Del Shores.
And I'm Drew Drogi.
And I am Sam Pancake. We are sitting in for Emerson Collins on
The Del and Emerson Show. Straight talk.
Real Gay.
Am I on now? You can hear me. Yay.
Woo. Welcome, boys.
Thank you, sir.
We're missing
Hello.
Mr. Collins today, but he's going to be on the phone with us in a second. And I feel so fortunate to have you guys in here. I've been fan of both of you for a very long time.
Thank you.
And all of you out there, if you don't know who these guys are, Drew Drogi is best known. I said his name. By the way, I just want to confess that I have said his name wrong forever, and I was out there doing my 17 times trying to make sure that I don't say his name right. But he is so good. He's best known for his online impressions of Chloe Sevigny, the web parody of Looking called Not Looking, and guest spots on TV, including Kroll Show, The Late Late Show, Drunk History, which I'm sure I would have loved that show, Two Broke Girls, Key and Peele, Bob's Burger, and Logo's upcoming series called Behind the Movies. He's an Outfest Award winner, was one of Out Magazine's Out 100, and alum of the Groundlings and Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in L.A.
Yes.
That's quite impressive.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, gosh.
They're behind there.
Wow.
I always say they're all there.
Thank you.
Can't wait to meet them.
Oh, that one lady in the crowd sounded really excited about my credits.
She's one of those that stalks us. She goes everywhere.
We
Just
know
follows
exactly.
us
We know
everywhere.
all about those.
I think we know her name.
We can name some names.
And Sam Pancake is our other guest host today, and he's an actor, improviser, and comedian who hails from Romney, West Virginia. I love that both of y'all are Southern boys.
Yes.
You're from North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yes.
And he has such amazing credits. He's been on Cougar Town, Hit the Floor, Growing Up Fisher, Disney's Jessie, Parenthood, Shit My Dad Says, Pushing Daisies, on and on and on. Curb Your Enthusiasm, I'll hit the big ones. Friends, Arrested Development, Will and Grace. And then you were a regular on Kitchen Confidential with Bradley Cooper. I was so jealous when I read that because he's on my top 5 list of
great.
the hottest guys.
Yeah.
And then Love Spring International with Jane Lynch. I love her.
Yep.
And then more films, credits, Beverly Hills Chihuahua 3, and I have 3 Chihuahuas, the irony of that. And Straight Jacket, Win a Date with Tad Hamilton. And I love Girls Will Be Girls, Legally Blonde 2, we love. And I loved your movie last year in Outfest that you co-wrote.
I did too.
Thank you.
Space Station 76.
So wonderful.
Thank you.
And you worked with, and I've been saying his name wrong, and I have such a big crush on him. Another one, Matt Bomer.
Matt
yes.
Bomer.
See, I got that right immediately
got it
once
right.
you corrected me. It's much more difficult for me to say your name right.
Well, because my name doesn't sound like
but y'all said like what?
an erection.
Oh,
Is that
there
what
you go.
thought?
That's
Sorry, Matt. I'm sorry. I'm sure Matt's never heard that before.
But you don't have to
I
censor
make
yourself
really
here.
sophisticated jokes.
Well,
No, I only held
you're-
back because it was just so basic. I was like, I'm literally going to say like boner.
Well, you know,
I'm in
basic.
3rd grade.
please stay in 3rd grade on this show because that's what we do. I always
Thank you,
say
Del.
I tried to take the high road, but the low road is so much more scenic.
Oh.
So just please
easier
join
down
me on
there.
that road.
There's the Hardys
So-
on that low road.
All right. So
biscuits.
and Pancake is your real name. It's
my real last
and,
name.
and easier to say than Drogi. All right. Well, welcome,
know.
boys. Thank you so much for joining me. I Facebooked them. I love changing nouns to verbs. I Facebooked you, and y'all said yes. Do you have Emerson Collins on the line? Would you get Emerson Collins on the line? Emerson is not with us today because he's opening in Buyer and Seller in Palm Springs.
Play that I love.
Yes, it's wonderful.
We saw that together.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, with Michael Urie.
He
It
was here, right in that
fantastic.
chair.
Yeah.
Oh, bless
Urie,
him.
Michael was?
Michael
Oh, I
was. Love him. Another a Texas boy. So
He's on that logo show. He's hosting the logo show that I'm on, Behind the Movies. And he's fantastic. Oh, is it Emerson?
Pizza Hut Mountain. How may I take your call?
Meat Lover Special, please.
It's
Extra
Pizza Hut
sauce.
Mountain? Did you say it's Pizza Hut Mountain? In that case, I'd like a volcano.
how
full of
are you,
sauce.
Emerson Collins? Welcome to the Del and Emerson Show. You're
Okay, now, I have a question, though. Boys, how did he handle the real gay portion of the intro today?
He told us to do it. and we tried our best. We're actors. We're trained actors.
They did. It was real gay because they both said it. Just because they both
thank
uttered
God.
that. It was real gay.
Emerson, there's all
Y'all are
colors
out.
of gay. Don't you know that? Some is right down here.
I hope I didn't just out y'all. You are out, right?
Oh,
Oops.
So
I got so far out.
Emerson, how's Palm Springs? Are you doing all right? Do you know your lines?
It's so great. You know, I know like 30% of them, and I feel like that's really good.
You just make up the other part.
It's only you out there, baby. You just start talking.
Well, in honor of the genius improv comedian actors you have in the studio, I plan to just improv my way through.
Atta girl. When do you
how you do
open?
On Friday.
Oh, okay. All right.
And how long do you run, Emerson? How long?
For two weekends.
Okay,
9
okay.
shows. This
Oh,
week and
that's
next
great.
week.
But it's a 600-seat house,
Oh,
so
my
he's got a
God.
lot of seats to fill.
Where are you doing it at Palm Springs?
At the Helene Gallen Performing Arts Center in Rancho Mirage. It really is
Wow.
beautiful. It's actually their high school theater that they redid as a 600-seat beautiful.
Wow.
What's the name of the
space.
theater again?
The Helene Gallen Performing
Hard
Arts
name.
Center.
It's a hard name to
It
pronounce.
is.
Dell would never get that.
I would never be.
He'd be
I
like,
know.
come to the Helene Curtis beauty shop.
I had to say
the
Drew's
Helen
last
Keller
name 14,
Performing Arts
17
Helen
times.
Keller.
I can't get my mind around that, let alone my mouth.
I know.
Okay, I want to say something to these boys. I asked Emerson to try to work in plugging my 2 shows at the Purple Room within the context of, and he has refused. Just flat out refused.
Oh my
How
God! How
dare he.
horrible,
I offered
Emerson.
to get his face tattooed on my neck. What else does he want from me?
Emerson, could you do something like, down here in the cellar next to the dolls, we have, oh, look, it's Del Shores in the Purple Room. Coming soon in Palm Springs. Hello, Barbara.
April 30th and May 1st.
Oh, there we go.
Sponsored,
No, I'm just adding
sponsored
it
by
naturally
Doritos
to a
Jacked.
scene. Now, Barbara, I hear you're a huge fan of Del Shore's work. What is that like? Did you know he's going to be in Palm Springs soon?
Oh, you can have Barbara. When you do Barbara Streisand, you can have Barbara do it.
Yeah,
Like,
Barbara
have
can play.
Barbara do the whole
Exactly.
thing.
Like Barbara's
Barbara
going to
do it.
rave about how big a fan she is of Del Shore.
Oh,
And
there
I
you
asked
go.
him if he could put the poster on the set somewhere, just somewhere. Don't you? I don't think that's a lot to ask
Yeah.
for.
Isn't there kind of no set?
There
Yeah,
is-
there's like giant walls. Although we're in the middle of Tech Day, and they are creating these projections on the top half of the set
Oh wow.
that create the stores. I walked in today, and it's sort of mind-boggling.
Oh, that's
I don't
so
understand
cool.
that stuff, but
Yeah.
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 Well,
I
I
love
will.
the part in the show where James Brolin is with the ice cream, rolling it around in the Smarties. I'm getting it all wrong.
Yes.
The yogurt?
The
No, that's
yogurt,
totally
frozen,
right.
frozen yogurt is what it is, and he's rolling it. I just love that image. It was one of my favorite parts of the whole show. Remember?
Well, I'm
Well,
so.
and let's be honest.
I'm very drunk
Like,
right now.
butching it up for
Typically.
James Brolin is so much harder than queening out to play Barbara.
Oh well, and I mean, and Barbara's so iconic. I mean, how do you do James Brolin? Like, what is that?
You
know?
squint and just be big and tall and go
It's,
like this.
it's literally a lot of squinting and bass. That's what we're doing.
It's all about the bass. No
right.
treble.
Yes.
No
No
trouble.
trouble.
Well,
But
Emerson.
yes, and I do have one quick special announcement that they told me I could do. I just emailed John a special discount code that he can put in the chat room for $10 off tickets to both of the shows this Saturday, March the 28th.
Oh,
It's
great.
CSW142B. So it's not a cute word like we usually do, so it's a lot of it's like a license plate. I
You
don't know.
could have just put Dell Fan like I do on all my shows. That's so much easier.
Right.
Well, this time I'm just the actor. That stuff is not my responsibility.
Right? Isn't that nice not to have to do all that?
Oh, so great.
Hey, Emerson, I'm really proud of you. I'm so sorry. I'm going to miss all of your shows, but I am coming. I'm a good friend. I'm driving down tomorrow to see his dress rehearsal.
Oh, that's
Good
nice.
for you.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah,
Yes.
I would like
Yeah.
some sort. Can I just have like applause? I mean, that's
It's
Sure.
really just so he can get
Can
me
that
notes.
woman back there just
I live for applause.
I was gonna,
Yes.
But I can't wait
All
to
right.
see it, and this is such a perfect role for you. I said it when we saw Michael.
I
I
wish
said
I could see it too. You'd
so-
be so wonderful in this part.
so.
Yes,
ha-
tickets available at coyotestageworks.org. And you guys have a great show. I'm sorry that I am not there with two of the smartest, funniest, and genuinely most talented actors that I know.
Oh.
So have a great show.
Honey, we're very hard to come by. You'll never see us again because we're in high
especially
demand.
after I've mispronounced Drew's name 400 times today.
Emerson, not at my pool every Saturday
And
this
we went
summer.
over it this morning.
I know. I ask Emerson first, and then okay. Well, have a great whatever you're doing today, and please don't embarrass me tomorrow.
Thanks,
and,
Mom. Whatever you do,
I'll
down
see
at the
ya.
theater.
And I won't be here next week, but Emerson will. So we have a show to do. So let's go
Bye,
for
y'all.
it.
Thank you, Emerson. Love
Bye,
you.
honey. Break a leg.
All right. So we had the GLAAD Awards on
Yes.
Saturday here in L.A. And
Drew
Drew,
was
you were
there.
there.
I was there.
I didn't get invited. Did
well,
you?
I did.
Did you
I
present?
was invited. No.
I'm a former winner, and I didn't get
present.
invited.
No, I didn't present. I just ate chicken and cried, in the corner. But Kerry Washington and her incredible speech that she gave, that everyone is sharing as they should. They cut to me in the audience, and so you can see me in the audience. There's proof that I've been there.
And you were crying during the speech?
Crying and nodding and just like, yes.
You're such a good actor.
I know. I had no idea what she was saying. I just knew the camera was on me, and it was time to sob. No, she just said a lot of great stuff. If you get a chance, go on there and read. If you haven't, if you guys haven't seen her speech yet, it's really beautiful and all inclusive, it says everything. Really, it really does. It just.
So I should forgive that we had to park in Egypt today because of Scandal shooting on our right here on this lot.
Yes, it does not matter. You let Kerry Washington do whatever
She's
you
so
want
beautiful.
her to do.
She
And
really
Shonda,
is a.
that matters.
And yes.
Shonda, we have to give her a shout out.
And just so well spoken. I couldn't get over how well she gave a speech like that. That didn't come off political or angry or motivated by any selfish anything. It was just like, this is where we are as people right now, and I just want to say this, and it was great.
Well, I'm glad you were there. See the
glad
difference.
to be there.
I'm sort of a half-ass celebrity. You're really a celebrity in the gay world. You're a celebrity. People the C's part when you walk in. Put him on the red carpet right now. Yes. So who else won?
The Imitation Game won Best Film.
And
Outstanding Drama Series was How to Get Away with Murder.
Yay.
Transparent, yay.
Yes.
Best Comedy
Yes.
Series.
My Friends, hooray.
Yes, hooray, hooray, yes.
Outstanding individual episode in a series without a regular LGBT character. That's a very specific category, by the way.
They should probably drop that.
And they got rid of the theater awards, which that I won for Southern Baptist Sissies in 2001. I almost brought it just to put it here.
I saw that production too. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, and it was. I always say one of the highlights of my career was winning the GLAAD Award because it just felt so good to be in this. And I was kind of heartbroken that they dropped that, but they have outstanding individual episode in a series without a regular LGBT character, but no theater awards.
I don't understand why that's like. I get individual episodes, sure, but
Drop Dead Diva won that.
Okay, sure.
The outstanding TV movie or miniseries was The Normal Heart,
which
we
love.
As it should be. That was incredible. It was
Matt
so
Bomer,
yes.
so amazing.
Outstanding music artist Against Me, Transgender Dysphoria Blues, Extra Mile Recordings.
Never heard of them.
Oh,
but I guess I should look them up now.
Sure.
And then outstanding daily drama was Days of Our Lives, and then
outstanding comic book is called Rat Queens, which I'm not familiar, but I will be checking that out.
Well, I must see Rat Queens. Sounds
so
great.
So much imagery with that.
Sounds like my high school.
Sounds like my present.
And then we, for journalism article, outstanding digital journalism article, 31 Days of Prep, and that was in The Advocate.
Yeah,
and
friends of mine did that. That's
really?
Who was it? Who were the writers?
Oh, of course I can't think of it right now, but I remember it was really excited for my friends on Facebook.
Yeah. My dear friends, whose names
I can't recall.
Well, of my 5,000 friends on Facebook,
I want to say it was.
It wasn't Alonso. Alonso Durant, not Alonso.
I honestly, it could be. I just remember seeing a good friend going, "I won a GLAAD Award for 31 Days of Prep, so congratulations." I'm a horrible human being.
And then I'm sorry I put you on the spot like that.
Right.
No, I'm really
I shouldn't say that without the names available. I shouldn't be like, I'm friends with them.
No, I'm glad I did. Really, I really am glad
you did too. I'm glad you did too.
An outstanding blog was autostraddle.com, which I thought. Autostraddle.
They're great. Yeah.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
You also have been Southern Baptist Sissies got nominated for a TLA
not a GLAAD award.
Not a GLAAD award, but you're continuing to win for this great work.
Yeah. Well, yes, and I like any awards. I mean, I'm really happy. TLA has nominated us for Best Gay Comedy and Mr. Leslie Jordan for Best Supporting Actor for Southern Baptist Sissies.
That's so wonderful.
Oh, I brought y'all copies.
Oh my God! Thank you.
This is to Sam,
Thank
and
you
this
so
is to
much.
Drew.
Oh my God! Thank you,
Drogi.
No, you got it wrong now.
Drogi. I had to get it wrong once.
I love it. I'm so excited. I've seen it. Yeah, there's Emerson.
And my little sister Willem.
And little sister Willem and Matt Montgomery and everybody.
So y'all can vote for these. It's audience voting. So go to tlavideo.com and go to the Gaby Awards. And John's going to put that in the rooms because, we'd like to manipulate this so we win.
Absolutely. Why not?
Do it.
All right. I was very disappointed, and ironically, you're on a web series called Not Looking.
Yes.
And Looking was canceled today.
Today, I know.
Yeah. John just gasped like a woman.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's the way I felt too, John. Too. It was. I loved it. I mean,
I loved it too.
I thought they were doing good stories this year.
The last 2 episodes were absolutely incredible. And that the Julia Duffy episode was a coming out story that I had never seen before.
The one in this season?
This season, where she came, where she.
I thought Lauren's episode was incredible.
Because
we all performed with Lauren. We did over it on
Lauren.
Cabaret.
Yeah.
And that was a I
but
thought
there was really interesting levels happening. I mean, and the fight between those two on the last episode was so visceral. And
that fight was
I haven't seen the finale yet.
For me, the finale was like, you talk about like wanting to see yourself represented on TV, and I think about how many fights I've seen with straight couples on TV and where they go and like being like, that thing, I felt it in my stomach and my heart. I haven't had exactly that fight with a boyfriend or someone I'm living with, but it was so close that I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to see yourself on TV, and I've had a lot of that with this show, despite other guys saying, oh, it's too boring. I don't know.
Well, and all those gays now are up in arms that it got canceled, and welcome to gay people never being happy and gay people going, I'm not gonna, I hate that show, it doesn't represent me exactly, like taking your argument further and going, well, I haven't had that exact fight, so therefore I can't relate to the show, because it almost seems like there are people that have that opinion of the show because they don't see exactly themselves represented, and then today they're up in arms that the show got canceled, and it's like, you should have watched it.
It was our show that was all gay.
Don't blame HBO. HBO gave that show
two seasons of bad ratings,
and they announced today that they're giving them a movie to wrap it up. So I think HBO was incredibly generous.
I do too.
To say, you know what, we want to tie up these characters because we know how much these people mean to the people that watch the show, who are loyal to the show, who deserve a finish. So they're giving them a movie. So everyone's claiming that it's homophobia or people are. It's like, it's not about.
No, it's business.
It is, and it's not. It's not about straight people. It's about gay people not watching it, because there were episodes that like 150,000 people watched. There are way more gay people in the world. I know 150,000
that have HBO.
We have 20,000 listening to us right now on this show. So that's like, not a lot of people. 150.
It's support each other, support the work, and it's not about like, oh well, straight people are against our work. It's no. It is. My opinion is, to us about it, like, we need to support our work, and we need lots of gay shows on TV.
Yeah, we
don't just need this one show, because guess what? It's not going to represent everybody. It shouldn't.
I'm worried that it's not. I just wrote a gay pilot, and my agent has it right now. I wrote it on spec, and it very much like if you blended Southern Baptist sissies and queer as folk. It's that kind of. It's called Hotlanta. And awesome. I'm a little concerned now that Looking got canceled. I
think it's a wonderful time. I feel like it's a great time because everybody wants. I think there's a lot of attention for gay shows now, and I feel like it's
just really good storytelling and really good like cable shows.
That's the thing.
Regardless,
smart people, gay or straight, want a good show. They want quality. They want people they can identify with, and I think that show sounds great, and that show should absolutely be on the air the same, like Hotlanta or whatever, should be this on the air the same time Looking is.
Well,
they're totally different shows.
We don't just need one. And when I was working on Queer as Folk, we got the same slams that you're talking about. I mean, we were a big hit, and thankfully we were a big hit for 5 years. I mean, they attribute Queer as Folk for saving Showtime, and our fans were not just gay. It was a lot of straight women that watched our show. That was our biggest demographic.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we got more criticism. Not from the Christians or the so-called Christians. We got criticism from the gay community.
Absolutely.
I would have people literally at parties come up to me and go, I heard you work for Queer as Folk. And I could just tell by the way they said it that they didn't like it. And I remember being in Malibu at a pool party or a beach party, and this older, probably my age right now, but he came up to me in his pink Speedo and he said, I just want you to know something. You don't represent me on that show.
Thank God.
And I said, well, there's Uncle Vic. I was a little drunk, and I said, and besides, I said, we can't represent everybody. It is not possible.
Why are we constantly in this victim land of we would rather be afraid and not create things and complain and bitch and moan about what other creative people are making. You're making a show, and so somebody else is just going to criticize it. versus actually make their own thing. It's like if you want to see yourself represented in something, write it.
That's
create
what.
it.
That's
You have
what
a
I told
phone?
him. He said I'm a writer too, and I said, well, then
Great.
go fucking create your own show and call it Trolls. I mean, it really upset me.
No, but
I mean,
it
because you
bothers
just
me.
like I'm at a party and you're attacking my
And
job.
also, like, you didn't ask for his opinion. It wasn't like you took him out to lunch and said, "What do you think of my show?"
Give me notes.
And
Please
he really
tell
didn't
me.
know me very well because I'm gonna say
You will
right
say
back.
it. You will
It
say it
usually
back
ends
at
with
them.
"fuck you." You don't
I
have to
know.
watch it.
I don't ask people when they come up to me and give me their. I'm going to give you my honest opinion. Please don't.
Don't.
If you're going to lie to me or go away from me, don't talk to me or lie.
Yeah.
Or say hi. How are you?
Or don't come up to me after my show when I'm standing on stage and said, well, you shouldn't have done this. And I said, don't tell me what to do. I mean, y'all have had that. You've had
All
that.
the time.
Hell
You
yeah.
shouldn't
Why
have
it's such
said
a hot
that.
button for me. It's like every,
I mean, I've
people-
seen you both.
And it's just a thing where you're just like, I honestly don't care. What you know what I mean? I really
At
don't.
some point, you have to not.
You really don't.
don't.
I mean, and if you're my boss and you're paying me or you're my
Right.
director, yes,
Yeah.
I want notes. If you're a good friend of mine and I
Whose
literally
opinion
said,
I trust.
and I said, Del, what do you think of the show?
Right.
I'd love to hear your feedback. That's different.
Or how can I
Completely
make
different.
it better?
But I'm not gonna go.
Or was
and,
that joke too far?
Right.
Should I have
Yeah.
not said the word midget? I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay, we got to.
Anyway.
We don't have
Anyway,
Emerson
but
here
we're
today.
Very sorry that it got canceled.
And what's going to happen with the your parody? Is it?
Well,
are
we're probably next week. They're saying we're going to go online and it's going to be online, so it'll be available on Funny or Die. You
Funny
can
or
go
Die,
watch
okay.
it. Not Looking. We have 5 new episodes, and our show is so far beyond looking.
It's not really a parody.
It's
It's
not
hilarious.
really. It's truly not. The
so
show
it can
looking,
continue
and it's
without
not-
being.
Oh, sure.
yeah.
It's honestly, it's about.
It'll go 10 years.
It's 4 idiots in LA that are completely
hilarious.
delusional, and this season is so exciting. We've got all kinds of great guest stars. Sam is one of our lovely guest stars on the show, and Lance Bass is coming back,
Oh,
and
yay.
and we have all kinds of great people there. So it's going to be really fun.
and Danny
just real
Francesi,
stupid.
who also was
Yes,
looking. Yeah.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
All right.
Crossover.
Well, good. All right. Well, listen. We have a segment on the show, boys, called "Whosgnashing Their Teeth," and Emerson and I have been
Well,
talking
Drew
about.
probably today.
I have been
gnashing.
already.
Yeah,
I've been
already.
gnashing.
We have a little. Emerson does a little. But y'all
What does he
do? Why does it sound like
That's
gnashing their
sexy.
teeth? Because that's it's a biblical reference.
We
you know.
understand.
You've
Oh,
been there.
sure.
Sam's also a PK, a
So
preacher's kid.
Uh-huh.
So, did you grow up in the church?
I did Presbyterian.
Oh,
just
so
like this
y'all
one.
were. I said y'all weren't as fucked up as me. Yeah,
'Cause you grew up Catholic?
No, Baptist,
Baptist,
Southern
okay,
Baptist.
that-
My dad
of
was
course,
a
of
Southern,
course.
A mess.
Southern.
Duh,
Yeah.
of course.
Well, I got your name wrong, so we're even. Just.
And I've seen this, and I've seen all your shows and love your
Well,
stuff. So I should know Baptist. I should know that.
I'm Southern Baptist, but here's
Yeah.
here's what's happening, and what we've been pointing out is ever since we've been doing this show, equality has just been marching forward. I mean, every week we have an equality update, which we didn't this week because there was no big news. Emerson and I talked about it. No big equality news, but there has been almost every single week some momentum, and mostly in a positive way. But at the same time, what is happening is that these preachers and the conservatives are, Ted Cruz this week, are they start gnashing their teeth,
Yeah.
and they're going
Yeah.
against us. And we have to keep telling those kids that are sitting in those pews that you're okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're fine. We're putting a face on gay. I mean, sometimes I wonder if I'm putting the right face.
I wish I had
I-
anyone when I was that kid in that pew. Anyone in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so but they are hearing the rhetoric, and I think they're hearing it even stronger than we heard it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
the internet is allowing them to find all kinds of things and find those voices and
just
see those similar people.
hateful rhetoric. So
Well,
we've got
hateful and good stuff too.
So we have the American Family Association
Oh,
back
yeah.
in the
Well,
news this week.
speaking of hateful.
Yeah.
Yes,
they're
put up
gnashing their teeth
a
again.
full page ad in the Washington Post.
Yes.
For against same-sex marriage, and it's hilarious. We have it right here. What it says. It's so funny because it says, "As you deliberate on marriage, remember whose idea it was in the first place." That alone.
That's the
Remember, first of all, remember whose idea it was in the first place. I don't know, the two people that wanted to get married. I think that's their idea. Then it says, marriage was neither man-made nor created by any law or constitution. Actually, that's incorrect. It was man-made and created by law and constitution. Exactly. It was God's plan and purpose for civilization from the beginning. He created man and woman as distinctly separate but inherently compatible.
But they weren't married. Adam and Eve were not married unless that snake married them. I don't remember the ceremony.
They were born married. Also, I love that it says men and women are inherently compatible because all men and all women are just inherently compatible with each other.
Yeah.
They're each unique yet sexually complementary. It's so gross when these people talk about sex. It just makes me want to crawl up inside my own gut. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It says, providing both the means for and the ideal relationship within which to raise children from that union. What?
And it just goes on and on.
Well, anyone who's choosing to speak for God or what their idea of God is, and then you jump down the rabbit hole fairy tale of believing the whole Adam and Eve or any of it, like it just... my eyes glaze over and cross out and just. Ugh.
And this ad was actually their letter also to the Supreme Court because everybody's writing letters, including Obama, including Secretary of State, in favor of gay marriage. And he says, we urge the court to. What's that word? Adjudicate.
Yeah.
These are big words, y'all. These are big words. Rightly, adjudicate rightly that which is God's alone to decide. God's alone to decide.
So what you just said was, if it's God's alone, then it's none of ours to decide.
No.
Yeah.
So therefore, you just proved your own argument wrong.
Do you hear him? But I don't hear him anymore. I don't hear God.
I do.
You
I
do.
do.
You
I
do.
do hear God. Yes, on a usually just when I need bacon.
I don't.
God says you
he
need
has
bacon.
stopped speaking to me.
You're hungry.
So and then so moving on, and we've got more hate in Indiana.
Yes,
more people gnashing their teeth. Yes.
Indeed, the Religious Freedom Bill is likely to become a law in Indiana. It's a controversial religious freedom bill that critics warn will sanction discrimination against LGBT people and looks poised to become law in the Hoosier state. Indiana's Republican-controlled House of Reps, what a surprise, passed Senate Bill 101 Monday at a 63-31 vote, largely along party lines. It just basically says, if I'm not, here, this juicy tidbit, modeled off the Federal Religious Freedom Restoration Act, which gained notoriety in the Supreme Court's controversial Hobby Lobby ruling last year. Motherfucking Hobby Lobby.
Never heard of it until last year, and it's everywhere
it's
now.
a catchy title.
You need more hobbies, Andrew. You need to start crafting.
I know.
Well, what's really interesting about this is basically they're saying, that I own a restaurant, and it's all about these bakeries, by the way. I mean, this is all about bakeries.
Wedding cakes.
These laws are, and Jan Brewer, the governor of Arizona, they passed a similar bill in Arizona, and she had the good sense to veto it because
Only good sense she had.
Well, that's true. That is absolutely true. She's just an idiot, but she is. She's
I know. I agree.
She's hard to look at.
Yeah, she's not attractive. She has no gay friends because that hair. Anyway, American Airlines, Google, and National Football League all threatened to
NFL did good for them
to pull out of Arizona, and she listened. But they're being the governor, not the governor of Indiana.
Well, I just saw today also there's a huge gamer convention in Indiana called IndyCon or something, and it's a $50 million thing for the city, and they threaten that they will pull out of Indianapolis and Indiana if they pass this, which is pretty cool.
Good. I've got a huge.
That's the thing. The kids are not idiots about it. The kids are
not having it.
I mean, truly, it's so pat, but they are the future, and they are the ones to look at it and go, no.
Well, you were talking about this when we were prepping for the show. We were talking about North Carolina and South Carolina, and you said it's a very even, like 48 to 52.
It is a very even battleground there, and the people that are forward-thinking are so rabidly so, way more than we are out here, because we're so complacent out here, because we're in a bubble. We're in a bubble.
Yeah, we are
in LA, and it's easy to say these opinions, but there in North Carolina, the people that believe, for human rights are so adamant about it, and it's mostly young people, and their whole belief is got to wait for them to die, got to wait for the people to just and it's sad but true, and it's the thing where it's like, but these gamer conventions, they're not going to be pro. The Religious Freedom Act.
Discrimination.
Are you kidding
basically.
me?
Yeah, I said
those
it.
Gamers are all devil worshippers. They want the
Indiana,
dark arts.
When I play Indiana, when I read about Indiana, I go there. There is a mentality that is very Southern there. It's just as close to the South as you can get when it comes to the mentality. So it's very, very conservative. A lot of them are conservative, but there is an amazing gay community in Indianapolis, and
most people, most Republicans just want to be left out of it. Like they just don't want they're not combative. They're not, that's also a problem we can talk about, whatever. But it's like the thing about like they just want to be left alone. So I think a lot of it
the
too
classic
is just
old school Republican.
Exactly.
Like
The whole what Republicans are founded on is just like leave us
stay
alone,
out of my
stay out of my business.
I'll stay out of yours.
So,
but what they've done, a lot of Republicans, and I mean, we're going to talk about two of them right now. Jeb Bush, who endorsed this, right? He endorsed the religious discrimination.
Right.
Again, by the way, haven't we? Two was way more than enough.
I know.
We don't need another one. I don't
One
care.
was enough.
Yeah,
one was absolutely
one was
enough.
more than enough.
Yeah, the second one was just a big mistake.
I know.
So I don't think. I mean, but he made a big quote this week about religious freedom is a serious issue, and it's increasingly so. And I think people that act on their conscience shouldn't be discriminated against. Saying that what basically the people, these bakers who will not bake the cake for the gay couple are being discriminated against.
I want your
But
dirty flour and sugar anyway.
But I was telling you about the senator in Oklahoma we talked about the other day, the Democrat, I can't remember her name, but she wanted to add to the bill in Oklahoma, yes, go ahead and do it, but put a sign out.
I love that.
So
that I will know not to frequent that business.
I will not support you.
And the smart, feeling straight people out will do the same. I mean, like that's the thing. That it's not about like there's so many allies out there that are on our side that are gonna go well then no, I'm glad I know that about that business. My heterosexual wedding will have nothing to do with you either.
Like the NFL in Arizona.
Exactly.
I'm kind of with you. I don't if somebody doesn't want to make my cake, I don't want to force it. I mean they could spit. They could spit.
I'm the same way when I go into a restaurant and I feel rudeness from them. I'm like I walk out. I'm like I don't want your food anyway.
I don't want to give you my money.
Right.
No.
It has nothing to do with being gay or straight. It's like I don't want to give you my money. Yeah, I don't want your business.
Yeah.
You don't want to, you don't want mine.
All right. Did y'all watch Ted Cruz on? Did y'all see his announcement?
I
don't
saw
look at that.
I
don't look at
oh,
those
it's
people.
beautiful. He looks
Put
like
his picture up for everybody in the chat room because there's something about Ted Cruz. Just off topic.
Is it Mayor Rooney on The Simpsons that he looks like? He looks so much like a Simpsons character. Mayor Quimby. Is that who it is?
Mayor Quimby's more attractive.
But there he is. If you can look right there, look at how many capillaries are on his nose. I'm obsessed with the fact that he doesn't get those zapped.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm scared he is because I've been saying it. I've got a big ego and think that maybe he's going to hear that I'm saying get those capillaries zapped. But
that's also a sign.
If he had a gay friend,
glug glug glug.
Yeah.
do you think that's what it is?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not old enough to have all those.
Sweetie, you can have those by 32.
With drinking.
Oh yeah, big old gin blossom. I've been to rehab. I've seen it.
Yes, we got a sober man in the house. Well, just one.
Just
one. But Ted Cruz, he delivered his first official.
He looks like a witch to me. I mean, that's a witch face. And
I know.
same with Jan Brewer. And it's so funny because
I know.
so many of these Republicans, or not just Republicans, not all Republicans, whatever, but like so many people in the news that I see that are coming from this really dark, malicious, anti-human rights place. Look that their faces have grown into that.
And there's something, why they're saying this, and they're saying, this is about God and everything. And he really is truly, he speaks like a preacher. Ted Cruz sounds like a Southern Baptist preacher.
Right.
Lord.
But John Lennon was rolling in his grave when he was using all the Imagine imagery. In this speech. And he was talking about Imagine bullshit rhetoric about guns and abortion. And by the way, this speech was at Liberty University, founded by Jerry Falwell. And
Charming.
the students were
gorgeous.
required to go or they would be fined. So he had a very captive audience. And it's a private nonprofit university founded by Jerry Falwell, located in Lynchburg, Virginia.
My area.
That's close to you, right?
Not far.
So
Isn't that where Jack Daniels is from?
No, that's Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Okay. I've had my share of Lynchburg lemonade cordials in high school.
So anyway, the big
Connie
quote
Britton, my friend Connie Britton's from Lynchburg.
Is she Tennessee?
Virginia.
Virginia. Okay.
So he goes,
Back
imagine
to
a federal government that stands for the First Amendment rights of every American. Instead of a federal government that works to undermine our values, imagine a federal government that works to defend the sanctity of human life and to uphold the sacrament of marriage.
Oh, God.
So there we go. And he wants to propose another constitutional
separation
amendment.
of church and state. Anybody?
Yeah, I
mean,
know,
don't
I know.
even.
Here's
get me
what's
started.
really weird to me, because I need to do more research on it. Maybe I'll know. Emerson would know this.
Yeah.
He was born in Canada. I didn't.
Yes.
I saw that
didn't think
too.
you
Yeah.
couldn't be a
You
president.
actually can't. I mean, it's you have to have been born in the United States or like on a military base or some sort. Because,
so how is he getting
John
around?
McCain was born on a military base in Panama, so he was actually, but that it counted because it was a U.S. territory. But Canada is not. Also, this is someone who's one of his parents is Irish and one of his parents is Cuban, and he's from Canada, and he's also anti-immigration. What does that tell you about this person?
Oh my God!
The
really?
Irish, the Cubans.
You know,
and you're not even from this country, and you're against people moving here and trying to start a life.
We just hate him. We hate him. Hate him.
He's gonna go away.
Hate on him.
I know. I'm like, honestly, please make him the candidate. It'll be a hoot.
Are y'all thinking Hillary's gonna be our? Do you think Hillary?
I think so. Yeah.
I imagine so. At this point, yeah, I'm all for it.
I was on the Hillary train the first time around, and you know,
I love Elizabeth Warren.
How great would that ticket be?
Yeah, that'd be
Hillary and Elizabeth Warren.
Dream team.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Flashing through the gay news. We've got Catholics back in the news. Sam, you want to take this one?
Oh, yeah. Pope Francis is to dine with gay and transgender inmates in a Naples prison. That's Naples, Italy, not Naples, Florida, y'all. I got confused.
Oh, my God.
Fort Myers. Pope Francis will have lunch on Saturday with some 90 inmates at a prison near Naples, including some that reportedly come from a ward housing gay, transgender, and HIV-infected inmates. TV 2000, a television network operated by Italy's Catholic bishops, reports that lunch with Giuseppe Salvia Detention Center was originally not on the schedule, but Pope Francis made a special request to dine with the inmates. A number of the estimated 100 prisoners are gay, transgender, and or affected with HIV, the report said.
I said it while we were prepping. He continues to confuse us a little bit, and you said.
Well, I feel that he is someone who his heart and his soul are for the people and humanity and the rights and freedom of everyone. But then I'm sure that his handlers and the whatever they are is around him. I'm not
his team,
the poopas and the big hats,
exactly, with their
the drag queens
with their silver scepters.
Yeah.
Those pack of Marys. Speaking of Mary, are saying like, they probably pull him aside. You have to do this and this, and he'll have a moment when he was. What did he say about like he was against gay adoption or something?
Yes,
was really weird.
Recently,
and then he comes back over, because he's.
And then he says gays are people, and he's. You said he's a humanitarian.
He's a humanitarian. He's fucking rock and roll Pope, and again, I'm not Catholic.
Pretty great.
But as a Pope's go, he's been a boing eye opener for me.
Well, he's certainly. I mean, if we judge from the past, he's certainly the best that we as a community
in our lifetime.
So
I
guess we have to embrace and
the last one who literally looked like the Emperor from Star Wars. I mean, it was 100% the
General
same.
Grievous.
Is he dead yet? You never hear about him
Benedict?
after. They just go away. You never hear about him again.
There's a scandal that didn't something come out recently with young. I can't speak on it knowledgeably, so I shouldn't say. But
I don't know.
I don't think he's dead.
All right, from Catholics to dick transplants.
Yes, we have dick transplants now, and
they're happening.
They're happening.
Well, at least once happened.
Yeah, we had one. There was a 21-year-old kid who
South
African kid who had a botched circumcision as a teen.
That's horrible.
So I know.
His heart.
I can imagine, but I feel like I've seen a couple botched circumcisions in my day.
I'll be honest, mine is not stellar. It's all good, but I was never mind. I'm not going to go with that. Oh, I'm fine, but I was like, I've seen better. Thanks, Petersburg General Hospital.
Well, look, you could, if you're really disappointed with it, Sam, there's hope.
Yeah, you can do this. But they found this is a very confusing story because it says that they got a corpse. They got a deceased relative's penis after devising a penis-like appendage.
It was a relative
on the corpse.
No, it wasn't a
skin
wait.
flap.
It wasn't a relative of the person who needed the dick.
Oh.
It was just that it just says.
A family member donated a relative's penis.
They were saying, could we please? It's like when you sign that thing on your driver's license.
Sure. Sorry, Grandpa died. Can we have his schlong?
But you don't think, you go, well, an eye, a kidney.
A kidney, sure.
But
right.
you don't think that they're going to take your dick. So they took this.
Then the family of the dead guy, they wanted their dead daddy or whoever to have a penis going into the grave. So they constructed another penis for the dead man to have.
I think it was just out of flesh Play-Doh, and they didn't give the old lady her glasses.
I don't know about you guys. I've put up several people in the ground, and I've never seen what's going on between their legs. Nor do I want to.
Nor do I.
I want to see the penis. I want to see it. I want to make sure that penis is okay before he's buried.
I make sure it's beautiful. and shapely and represents our family.
Now, this wasn't the first, This was actually the second dick transplant. A Chinese man underwent surgery because he wanted a bigger dick. No, that's not true.
Oh, did he not?
No,
Okay.
it was he had a problem. Something was wrong with his dick.
Okay,
I don't know. It doesn't say what was wrong with his dick.
Okay.
But he
did have it removed.
They removed, but then 2 weeks later, because of psychological problems experienced by him and his wife, they asked for it to be removed again. They basically they couldn't wrap their heads around that he had somebody else's dick, and
they couldn't wrap their heads around it, so she wouldn't wrap her mouth around it.
Yeah.
That
was good.
That was
Sam.
comedy,
and that's what happens when you
He's
study
got
at the
one joke.
groundlings.
He's got one joke in him,
He's
and then
gone.
he passes out completely out.
Well, he'll wake up in a second to plug his shit that's coming up. Anytime we have to promote, we come to attention.
So these are just complete transplants. These are not enhancements. These are not like implants.
I've often said you got one.
Right.
If you go, okay, I've got some vision problems and I want to have that surgery, that LASIK, then, if one goes blind, you still got the other.
Right.
But anytime I would like to have a bigger dick. So I'm going to go in and have it broken and they do that, whatever they do.
Many times it is not successful from what I gather, from what I hear, and it can be really painful, awful. It really
probably doesn't operate the
I
same,
know.
or
No,
maybe
no.
at all.
I
That's
think
terrifying.
just stick with what you got. Even if it's a little bit of a botched circumcision, Sam, just keep it.
Well, no, what I'm thinking of is like one of the most uncomfortable conversations I've ever had with my preacher daddy was him telling us how our family attorney, whose name I will not say, he's in the ground now, had one of those early penis pumps that he would have to pump it up. And my father telling me this, I was like, I must have been trapped in a car or something, or I would have run screaming across the front porch away from him. But I was like, so that's in my mind now. Thank you.
Yeah.
So you say, I don't need to know this.
And how did your dad know this?
Oh, he just knew from Ralph telling
He's a
him probably.
preacher. He's a preacher. People confide.
So you just say, I have this
Preacher, I need to talk to you about something real personal. I have this apparatus pump, this thing that they give me down at the clinic.
And he got it because of his mistress, not because of his wife. You know how it goes.
All right, so we have a sweater. A
yeah.
design of a sweater made of.
There's a new sweater is made of 100% human gay hair.
Gross.
Gay roast. Knitter, please.
Do you have a picture of it, John? Put it up in the chat room, please.
Yeah.
It's called the first actual "so gay" in quotes object. It's the first proclaimed gay object.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Oh Lord, I know. Have you met fill in the blank? Is a
yeah.
sweater knitted from, I was going to say about 17 names, and I just decided
Leslie Jordan. Let's just say Leslie Jordan.
Have you met Leslie Jordan?
Yeah.
Is a sweater knitted from the donated hair?
Wait, they didn't hear.
Okay.
He's with us at all times.
Yes.
Okay.
Is a sweater knitted from the donated hair of more than 100 LGBTI people. Pause button. I don't know what I stands for.
Intersex.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's today's.
They keep adding
revelation.
letters.
Yeah, they keep
And
adding.
fine.
Yes,
God bless
yes,
everyone.
yes.
Hooray for the rainbow. Making its debut during Toronto Fashion Week, it was created in order for people to stop using gay as an offensive slur. Quote, the idea for the sweater was born from a desire to educate and encourage everyone to use gay the correct way, said
By wearing old dead hair?
Jeremy Diaz, director of the Canada Centre for Gender and Sexual Diversity, which commissioned the sweater. We want the conversation that's once about to come up that surrounds the gay sweater to inspire those who are using gay in a detrimental way to both realize the negative impact their words and actions are having and change their behavior.
I don't think that's
sorry,
going to happen.
it's not
They're just
gonna
going to go, ooh.
I know, and also
but
like
they're not
so,
going to get
okay,
to that.
So you're gonna have to wear the sweater at all times, and when you hear the word "gay" used as a slur, you go, "Excuse me, my sweater's gay." In fact, it's 100 LGBTI hairs.
Okay, did anybody else feel a little bit like, why didn't they ask me for some hair? Because I mean, there's 100, and I wasn't on the list.
Well, my thing
awful.
is, just let's go back to speaking of Catholic.
What kind of hair?
The Catholic thing is that a hair shirt was a penance, a penance
Yes.
thing, a punishment. People would have to wear a shirt made of animal hair, and it would remind every day that they were horrible people. So that I mean, God bless everyone.
I don't think it's going to be comfortable
what is
either.
The thinking underneath it. Plus, you know what we used to do with big bags of hair we get from the barber shop at Mill Meadow, where I grew up, the farm in which I grew up in West Virginia. You hang big bags of hair out around the garden to keep the deer away from the vegetables.
Oh.
Really?
I thought you were going to go. I
before.
thought you were going to say we take them to.
I was
the
waiting.
Place.
I know. I had no idea.
I thought it had to do with cancer patients and making wigs. I thought you were
going to
keep
keep the deer away from the vegetables.
We would go to Shorty Mock's barbershop and we would get a big old bag of hair, as people did, a cloth bag, and you would hang it from the clothesline near the vegetable garden so the deer don't eat your thing because the smell off the hair. So I just think of the smell.
You just
of it.
became the most country one in the room.
No.
He just. All right,
my
and finally,
God.
we're checking in with Crazy here every week. There we go, checking in with Crazy. We've got Peter LaBarbera, gays following Hitler in recruiting children. That's the headline of this, and he's with this organization called the Americans for Truth about homosexuality.
They sound great.
I'm just going to go right to the quote.
I can't wait to meet
He
them.
says, and I don't know that he's Southern, but everything works just a little bit better with a Southern accent or a Texas accent. Homosexual activists know that they have to change the minds of young people like all radical movements. We saw this under the communists, under Hitler. This is a movement that directly threatens
Did you think
kids.
Hitler was a communist?
Schools will never bring in an ex-gay to address students, because then kids can see that homosexuality is not about who you are. It is about what you do. And if you can practice homosexuality, you can leave homosexuality. Well, no, you can't. Not always. You can leave it behind with the help of Jesus Christ.
Oh, I had no idea he was going to say that.
That was shocking.
I thought he was going to
It
say
took a twist.
Elements.
I was going to say Barbara Feldon.
And then it went into a bash of the Fosters, and we had Peter Page on the show, so I hope Peter.
Good.
Yeah, the Fosters, he said, they are trying in Hollywood. They are trying to
I like
Hollywood.
that.
They're trying to
Sign
push
me up.
gay rights, like the Fosters for showing a kiss. I love that he knew about it. For between
he has it on his TiVo.
He's
between
beating off to it right now.
two teenage boys holding it up as proof of gay child recruitment and the media's attempt to push evil on our kids. This is a sort of perversion that is being foisted upon the American people.
And let me tell you, I guarantee you, if Peter LaBarbera was given a television show in Hollywood, I guarantee you
He'd be
sign
signing
up right away.
How much? When do I start?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, so I love this whole idea about like talking to people on a camera is, devil work. Yet I'll do it. I'll do it too.
And they're on
come
YouTube,
on.
which is,
Right,
Yeah,
a little bit.
completely.
So
anyway.
deeply Christian.
Well, boys, we're about to wrap up here, but I have to ask you, how do we fight? First of all, thank you so much. How
for
fast does
having
this
us.
go?
It flies
It's
like
like,
that.
and Emerson, if you're listening, he's not listening because he's in rehearsal. He's in rehearsal.
For his
But
beatbox
I kept
play.
us on track a little bit. We didn't have to skip much.
No,
kept
we-
us on track.
yeah.
Yeah, we
I
got
think
it
we
all
were great.
through. So thank you guys so much. You are so wonderfully talented. Wonderful. I just started drinking. You're wonderfully talented.
another one,
both
Meemaw.
of you. What can we see? First of all, how can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Drew Droege, DrewDroege.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
on Twitter, I'm at JSamPancake, all one word. And on Instagram, which is my preference, I do a lot more Instagramming, is the Sam Pancake, all one word.
what else are your preferences, Sam Pancake?
I like my steak medium rare or my sauce hot.
we have 2 minutes. And what do y'all have coming up?
Well,
You
we
got
just
lots.
we're doing our show called You're Welcome, where we play terrible life coaches that we've been doing around.
Celebrity self-help.
Yes, exactly. So we do that around town. We just did it earlier this week. We could plug it, but we don't have any shows coming. We'll do
We
more.
will,
We'll do
though.
more of
It
those.
will find its home soon on a TV.
So we're
near
working
you.
on that, and we're also we're trying to write that for the television program right now. But then what else do we have coming
You
up?
have not looked.
Well, you have not looking
I've not
coming up.
looking. That's online. Yes, exactly. Oh, and Behind the Movies, which is on Logo, that starts April 13th. That will be it's a Logo show hosted by fabulous Michael Urie.
Yay.
And it's going to be really fun, so that you can watch that on the television.
All right.
And, yeah.
Well, I will be in Singapore next week, or somewhere in Thailand, or somewhere. So I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be here. So yeah, I bet he'll ask you back. Emerson will be back in the studio next week and the week after that. I don't even know if I'm going to get to call in because you just never know. I may be held captive somewhere.
Oh my God,
I hope.
The time change.
You could be getting caned in Singapore for chewing gum.
You don't think I'm worrying about some shit? I mean, I'm a little concerned about all this.
To mention all those homosexuals forcing their agenda on you down there.
Oh, God.
And y'all go to my Facebook page, and at 4 o'clock, I'm putting all the events that I've got coming up. I'm playing Oklahoma City, I'm playing Tulsa, I'm playing Dallas and Palm Springs. Emerson will not fit into his show. I know he's not going to plug it. And I will be at Uncabaret doing my own show on May the 3rd here. On my new show called Singularly Sorted. So that's about it. That's all I got going on.
Wonderful.
And, and then just walking chihuahuas on a daily basis. So thank you all so much for listening today. We've got Tony Sweet next on UBN Radio. And after that, we have the most amazing woman, Ann Walker. She's audacious and she's fantastic, and we love her. Thank you so much for joining in today, and we will see you next time.
Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBN Radio.